Welcome, my people. Welcome everyone that is joining me on this video. As you know, always share the video. Share is very important so that people will begin to get to hear what we are saying, that all this Biafra is a ruse. They are just using it as a cover-up for their failures. They don't want you to hold them accountable. And so they want to use the Biafra to be pointing fingers. And that is why they close their eyes to all the wrongs that this man Kanu has done and all the evil that he has done. And they are saying someone that's coming to fight for your freedom. How can somebody be fighting for your freedom when you have elected officials? Are they in bondage? Why do they want to represent us in the Senate, in the House of Assembly, as governors, as senators? Like, why? If you are in bondage. Good evening, Clarence. So this is the lie, when a society has been lied to so much, the lies and the untruth becomes the fabric of that society. And so it will self-destruct eventually because there is no truth, there is no value that is holding the people together. Everything is being, held together with pack of lies, and it will just only have to crumble. So I came across this video and I was going to share this video with you guys. And then I listened to Jelly's program and they were talking about, the collaboration of our politicians with criminals and how they were enabling the criminals and as a matter of fact, using the criminals for their doings, to get themselves in power to eliminate their enemies and, just using them arbitrarily. And it's all making sense for me now because I was really very angry. Like, how can somebody be making demands like this? But I'm going to play this video for you guys in a little bit right now so you can hear what this man is saying. Mendes Society.
Agitation is a product of long-term incubation of sadness, of poverty, and all that are taking over the land. So the mere fact that somebody making agitation is actually a question mark on whoever is in government to look at situations that are arising in that particular area. So for me, detaining Nna Kanu in the first place is wrong. He deserves to be released. And I think that should be the core demand of all of us, that he should be released because he has been unduly, kept in detention for too long.
This is an elder. My people, listen to what an elder. And I don't know the name of this man. I was looking for his name. If anybody knows his name, please write the name for us so that we can have it. And I don't know this network that he is on, but what he's saying is mind blowing. It's like I've told you guys before, like when you are agitating to secede from a country, it's like when you are asking for a divorce. You are asking to leave the marriage, to abandon your vows with that person, to leave the marriage completely. It's not about repairing the marriage. It's not about what the person is doing. It's like you are at the point that okay, there is no mending. I'm leaving. You are agitating to secede. It's different. And this is the lie I'm talking about. They lie to our youth so much. They told them that they can agitate to secede, to be separatists, and that is the same thing that you are calling. For example, you see in the UK, you see a lot of workers agitating for salary increase. Nurses, they say they need more higher wages. People are striking. All these things is the what when you are saying you are calling for government to intervene, when you are protesting for this or for that, for housing, for the rising cost, for electricity, for water, for school, you can protest. It is part of democracy that you go out there and show your grievance. We see it all the time. In America, for example, there has been another incident recently, yesterday or day before yesterday. Someone was stopped by police, and that was the end of that man again. Something similar to what happened to George Floyd. and everybody is out on the street protesting against police, what police is doing with people who have this our color is different. That is the lie they have told our people. They have told them that if you are calling for separation, when you are asking for separation, you are actually undermining the integrity of that country, because you are actively calling for the country to be broken apart, for the country to be divided. And I've told you guys, in a normal sense, in a country that knows itself, call for secession is tantamount to calling for war. If you are calling for secession, you are calling for war, because you want to break the country, and the military will come in immediately, because the work of the military is to secure the integrity of that country. And that is the right that the United Nations have given the countries. Every country have the right to defend its own territorial integrity. And anybody that rises up and says, I want to break this country, is tantamount to calling for war, and the military is in its right to rise up and defend its territory. And you see, our politicians from the southeast, they have mesmerized the youth with lies, and they have told them that agitating to separation is the same thing as agitating for their failure. And you understand? So in a normal sense, the youth in the south is supposed to go out and protest. Why don't we have water? For example, there's no running water system in all of the southeastern state. There is no single running water system. All the water have to be carried. For example, is something that you can say, why can't we have a system that delivers water through a sewage system? Why don't we have sewage system? Why does everybody have to dig their own borehole? We need a water system. We need a sewage system. They need to build this system so that we can have free flowing water and sewage that runs. We need a system that can provide these basic amenities. But they divert their attention from, you know, agitating for the things that they need from the government. They are focusing it on dividing the country. And in trying to divide the country, you are aggravating the system in place. You are aggravating the territorial integrity that you want to divide it. And in doing so, many things, like, you put yourself on suspect, because every time you want to divide a country, so your position is a position of distrust, because nobody's going to trust you with sensitive position, because you are coming to, what you are saying in your mouth is you want to divide this country. You want to divide this country. And every opportunity you have, everything you say, you want to divide this country, everything you end it with, if they don't want us, let us go. And you have never asked yourself, where are you going? Where are you going? You have never asked yourself. You have never looked at the map. And the people that continue to confuse you and say, agitate to break away from the country, they are actively looking for political office in Nigeria. They are actively looking for political office of president, of governor, of senator, of House of Rep member, of State House of Rep. They are actively looking for position within the Nigerian politics. None of them is looking for any other country other than to have a place within the Nigerian politics. And I've always told you guys, it's a distraction. And so you hear this man say, agitation is a lie. This is the foundation of all lies. I will replay it again for those of you that are joining us now.
Agitation is a product of long-term incubation of sadness, of poverty,
Greetings, my
and all
people.
that are taking over the land. So the mere fact that somebody making agitation is actually a question mark on whoever is in government.
No.
To look at situations that are...
No, it is not a question mark on the government to look at any situation. It is a question mark of the government to attack you and stop you in your track right there. It's not a question mark of what is wrong. No, no, no. When you are coming with breaking away the country, breaking away from the country, separating yourself from the country, it's an affront. It's not, you are no longer at a place of dialogue. You know, it's like when you are in court for divorce, it's not for you to be settling. You are already done. You want out. So what they are talking about at the court is, you are ready to separate. Yes, okay, what are the conditions? Okay, what do you want? What about the children? That is the point. It's not a point of mediation. Agitating for separation, separating from a country, is not a point of mediation. It's not at a time that somebody will not come and start to mediate. No, no. When you are agitating, it means you are ready to face the country, the military. And this is the lie they are telling our people. This is the fundamental of the lie. If you want to agitate for bad road, no school, high rate of unemployment, no housing, you agitate for it in Nigeria as a Nigerian citizen, against the Nigerian government, against the representatives of states. That is what you do. You agitate for good governance, for whatever is failing. You don't agitate for separating the country, for dividing the country. Calling for division of the country is a call for war, it's secession, it's an insurrection. You are rising against the state, and no state takes it serious. There is no state that will not take it serious. I don't know why they don't want to talk sense. That is why I'm saying our elite are embroidered in lies. They are like, they lie to the people. And like you see this man, he's saying, oh, agitation is a question mark. It is not. It is not. When you are agitating to separate the country, you are you are rising up against the country. That is what is called insurrection. Every serious state takes it serious. Anybody, normally anybody that will be calling Biafra and raising Biafra flag on Nigeria is supposed to be arrested immediately. And anybody in a position of power, in a position of government, talking about Biafra, talking about another state, you know, talking about another state, raising the flag of another state. Every time you are talking about insurrection, leaving the country, that's why Kanu said he's not a separatist, because he's trying to withdraw himself from all the bad things he has done in the name of Biafra. He now said he's not a separatist because he knows what the law says about separatism, about what is coming for separatists. He knows it. He said they told them that Zeke swallowed, and one thing is for somebody to tell you the truth, and another thing is for you to be in a place in your mind to receive that truth. Yeah, like if they will go and be threatening the governors that, for example, stole the education of the poor, and tell them that in 3 days' time, we want to see this school building standing. In 2 months' time, we want to see this health center functioning. That is what is called agitation, right? You are agitating for something that is feasible within the given structures within the country. But when you are calling for separation, you are at another point. It's an insurrection. You are rising up against the state of Nigeria, and you have picked up arms against the state of Nigeria, and you have formed a militia, you call it ESN, against the state of Nigeria. That is an affront. That is an affront. And you have given orders to eliminate members of law enforcement of Nigeria, all in the name of your separatism. And it is counting for you. There is no country in this world on earth that will take what Kanu have done lightly. And as a matter of fact, the way Nigeria is handling this thing is making it look like a joke. It's making it look like a joke, like these people are joking, as if the integrity of the country is not serious enough for them. Putting the life of our military people in danger because they are taking it lightly, the way these people are being allowed to be feeding lies. Okay, let me continue to play this video.
Arising in that particular area. So for me, detaining Nna Kanu in the first place is wrong. He deserves to be released.
Why does he deserve to be released? That is what you should ask. Somebody that called for elimination of law enforcement, somebody that formed a non-state actor that is running a proscribed organization in Nigeria, forming a militia that is on the soil of Nigeria, taking up arms against the state of Nigeria, and they were taking orders from him and actively carrying orders and causing casualty, and you say he deserve, which means anybody can commit any offense and then he will be deserving to be released. This is the lies they are telling the people. And we all heard what Kanu said. Kanu said it severally that he has never seen anywhere that a country was separated peacefully, because he knows. He said that because he knows. He knows. Kanu knows what it means to ask for separation from a country. He knows that it's going to be gbasgbos. And that is why he said he doesn't, that he has never seen anywhere there's a peaceful, that's why he wants it by war, so that they will value it. He said people are falling in love with the fantasy that Biafra can thrive, that they can't feed themselves. The land has some of the worst cases of environmental destruction and soil erosion in the world. No, 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 no. They don't want to take into anything into consideration. And this is the same problem that Ojukwu didn't take into consideration. And the people that asked him to look at the hard facts, he called them Sabo and ordered them to be taken out. Greetings, Chide. You know? And the only way there can be a peaceful separation is when there is an agreement between the people in parliament. You know? So you go to parliament, the elected house members in parliament, they agree. And then they make a vote. Right? Or they agree in parliament and allow for a what they call it now, a referendum or a place beside, those are how those kind of things work. But you have people in Nigerian Senate where they raise the act that they should include referendum in the constitution, and none of them voted yes. No single one of them voted. No single one of them voted in the Nigerian Senate, not Yoruba Nation, not even, like, you have to think about it, that in everything that Boko Haram have done, in all the carnage, in all the loss of lives and property, in everything that Boko Haram has done, Borno State is still a state in Nigeria. Do you people think that what was going on with Boko Haram is that they want to remain in Nigeria? They were also trying to conquer that part of Nigeria. That's why any state, any city or village they overrun, they will host their flag as claiming that territory as theirs, that the territory is under theirs. But today, all of Borno State is under still the state of Nigeria. And you are ready to go through that, and they are telling you people are saying United Nations guarantees every country its own territorial integrity. Do you have what it takes to go and take up the state of Nigeria? No. The people that are prompting you, they are sitting in the Nigerian Senate. Have they raised any motion? When they raise the motion that they want to include an act to allow for referendum in the Nigerian Senate last year, nobody voted. Nobody. That article was thrown out. Nobody voted to assent referendum in Nigerian constitution, because that is where it starts. When the constitution allows for referendum, then the members in the house, they can vote to say, should we have a referendum or not? And the number of people that passes the other one will take the day. But none of them voted. None of them. No one from the southeast, not even Onyeriri Iberibe, that will be wearing dot t-shirt. He's wearing dot t-shirt. But when it comes to action, vote for a referendum to be allowed into the Nigerian constitution, he abstained. He did not vote. Why? But you are wearing dot senator, dot nation. Why don't you vote for that possibility of that dot nation, to the initiation of that dot nation, by allowing for that referendum to enter into the constitution? Nobody voted. Nobody. Because they know they lied to the people. That's why they are not voting, because they don't know how what it takes to run a country. They just want to be embezzling the funds that come to the region, and then they will lie to the people and turn their head around and say, talk Biafra, talk Biafra. But the only place they can talk about Biafra and it will yield is in the House of Rep. It's in the Senate. That is where it will yield. And you never see any senator running to say, when I go to the Senate, my topic is going to be, our brother Chibeze have explained this thing many, many times to us, that, for example, in Scotland, the people that are talking about separatism, they are talking about it in the parliament. This is their talking point. This is why they were elected. And when they go to the Senate, they are only talking about separatism. They're only talking about a separate Scotland, separate from the United Kingdom. They allowed them a referendum last 2 years or so, some years, not quite long, and the majority voted no. And they remain in the UK, but they still have representatives that make it their topic to be voting and talking about separating from England. How can you be deceiving your people about Biafra and separating from Nigeria, you these elders, and you have the opportunity to assent a referendum in the constitution, and all of you voted no and not an absent. All of you voted no. No one, not even one person voted. Not even they say, okay, let's assume, say all of you in the Southeast even voted yes, that your yes was in the minority. That is not the case. All of you voted no or absent. Eh? And every day you will come and be doing victim. And the talking point of our people is victim. How can you be a victim? Who takes a victim serious? Who takes a victim? Victimhood is not a place of power. It's not a place of taking you serious, because you are playing a part for being a victim. You know, nobody can put you in a place you are without your active or inactive consent. You are playing a part for being that victim, and that is why nobody takes anybody serious that is always being a victim, because it's something that is annoying and irritating, because you're always crying. You know, that's where it comes, cry me a river. And look at them now. After Kanu, everything this man did, his audio, all his command, his ranting, is all over the place. But they say he deserves to be released. He has not done anything wrong. There is no drinking water in the Southeast. Everybody knows this. As no sewage system. And you can imagine the level of contamination that is going on in those aquifers, in those underground water bodies. There's no single water system, no sewage system. If you want to agitate to separate from Nigeria, it's simple. Stand on that and make it clear, and let it be your position, and take it to the Senate. Why do market people on the street be talking about agitation and be taught to hate on other ethnic nation? It is not the problem of an average person on the street. We are all suffering from the same incompetence from the political elite all over the country in different forms, in different ways. Why do you want to hate on other people? Because of the same misgovernance that is happening in different ratios, in different capacity, in different intensity across the country. And you have somebody like this coming to say, release Kanu. Yeah, let me play that video again.
Agitation is a product
Lie.
of long-term incubation of sadness, of poverty,
It's a lie.
and all that have taken over the land.
Good evening,
So
Chukwu.
the mere fact that somebody making agitation is actually a question mark on whoever is in government to look at situations that are arising in that particular area. So for me, detaining Nna Kanu in the first place is wrong. He deserves to be released. And I think that that should be the core demand of all of us, that he should be released because he has been unduly, kept in detention for too long.
Like, I don't understand when he say he deserve. Like, did he do a job? Like, you sent him on an errand, he did the job for you, and then you feel he deserves. Like, that word deserving of release is questionable, on his part. And then when you say that agitation is a question mark on the government, why does it have to be the federal government? Why is that agitation not a question mark on the state government, on the local government, right? So you see the deception. You, even if you say, for example, the agitation is a question mark on the on the government, why do you exclude the local government where this region is, the regional government? Why are you not looking for the role that regional government have played in denying these people their God-given, their rights within Nigeria, because you are getting it, right? And then you deceive them, and you deceive them with separatism, with secession. Secession is not a joke. I did a video one time, I told you guys, secession is not a joke. When you are doing secession, it's a serious thing. When you are doing secession, nobody can trust you with any sensitive position within the country, because it's a risk. Why? Because every time on your lips is secession. You want to break the country. The integrity of the country does not matter to you. You are always talking about secession. And then someone that is a secessionist, you are saying he deserves to be released. Why? He deserve. You are not even saying expedite his trial, let the case go to court quickly. He's held too long without trial. Those ones will make sense. But he's saying he's deserving of being released. You know? And these are the lies that they tell our people. So when you are listening to what Ijele was saying this evening in the video, and the people who were calling and how they are collaborating with these boys, they are calling Curtis, they are calling ESN, they are calling all these things, and they are using them to manipulate and take out their enemies and steal and maim. It begins to make sense to you, because these people have no interest, and they are in denial. They gaslight the people.
The fact that you're making this agitation doesn't mean that there were any. There are all people that have done far worse. Don't carry arms and killing every day in this country, and they're not incarcerated, they're not detained. So there have not been any time that agitation become wrong. It all depends on the response of the state. So for me, merely asking him to come and give broadcast is not enough. We should continue to demand for his release. And that is where I stand. Of course, that is part of the reason why we were launching our own struggle. We felt that it must be done on a non-violent struggle.
Please, who knows the name of this man?
With a seeming, what people may see as a violent struggle, is that you create different captives that you may not be able to control at the end of the day. And of course, the government know what they're doing. They never kept in his attention. They're knowing that nature was a vacuum. Somebody will always arise from somewhere and claim that sort of leadership, and that is what is happening with ECMA. It's unfortunate.
You see how they are gaslighting their people. They are gaslighting them and telling them, Kanu didn't do anything, but because the government put him in detention, and then the government created a vacuum, that is why someone like Hikpa stepped in and is now taking the whole thing out of control. So in essence, he's like overlooking the wrongs of Kanu, the orders to buy, the orders to destroy, the orders, to forming a militia. The militia he already formed in the form of BSS right from 2017. There was no talk of Fulani then. in 2017. Kanu already formed his militia. There was no talk of Fulani in 2017 because that has always been his priority, his aim, his goal to go up against the Nigerian state with arms. And that has always been his goal. That's why he has gathered these young men and training them for, like one of their coordinators said, they've started their camp since 2004, way back. Are you understanding me? So you see this man now trying to gaslight the people and say, the government is the government. And who is the government he's talking about? The federal government. The federal government hold him. And because the federal hold, but did they hold him out of nothing? Maybe he was already causing carnage before they held him. He was already programming, he was on air every day, pumping their spirit, telling them if he was alive by now, they will be wearing this thing in their body and blowing themselves up everywhere. I'm telling you, because he was teaching them to have the mindset of Afghanistan, that what are they alive doing? Useless life, black man, you want to live forever. Nye, 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 nye. You see, so that is how they gaslight the people. Thank you, Duxi. After the speakers from Ijele, it all makes sense. It's all coming together. Thank you very much, honestly. And they want to say Iba is the bad one. Iba emerges because Kanu was put, again, the wrongdoing of the government, right? Because they want to say it's the wrongdoing of the government. The government have done wrong.
That they get to this point, but I think that the government is the people allowing this thing to happen. Because if the security agents are doing what they are supposed to do, we'll not see that direction in the security situation in the area. So perhaps maybe some government actors are allowing this to fester so that they may have a reason to take certain action which we may not know as of now, because all the security apparatus are operating there in the east. In fact, the east today is massively garrisoned in another part of the country. So why is it that they're not able to tame the insecurity in the area? If you go to the east today, roadblocks, you can count roadblocks in hundreds. In other parts of the country, I'm not seeing that sort of roadblock being mounted. If the roadblocks are mounted in that number of ways in the southeast, why are we still having the sort of security challenge we're having there? So the government are not be sincere in dealing with security challenge in the southeast.
So it's the fault of the government, and the government is trying to hold the person, the initiator of the problem. Yeah, but the government is not doing enough. We saw the governor of the deputy governor of Anambra State, going to a roadblock one time in Anambra, harassing the soldiers and telling them to move, 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 and telling everybody to pass, pass, pass. Like effectively disrupting whatever they are doing there at that time on that very day. So they are not interested in the people or even in the region. They are not interested in the people or in the region. Thank you. I don't know whether they will know if they say that they need to go around. Eh? Hmm? Yeah. So how can you be tilting your people to be doing secession, and you are not ready to take up secession as your own mantra, as a senator representing this region in the National Assembly, in the State House of Assembly, in the Senate? None of you are willing to. I don't know what he is. I don't even know his name. My brother, you're welcome. It's mute.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
evening, Blessed and
Good
good
evening,
evening,
my brother. You're
all
welcome.
listening to Blessed. And once again, I say let me thank you fervently for all you're doing. You know, you're trying to save the next generation and correcting this narrative and trying to, not allow this criminal legacy to continue. You see, the issue is this. First, I'll blame the Nigerian system. because it's the system that bettered all these things we're seeing. How do I mean? A system that has felt, that has made criminals to believe that crime pays. Starting from the days of the Niger Delta, criminals are rewarded. If we had a government that takes decisive action, these things would have been in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, once they held him, by now they should have expedited, like you said, his case, bring it to conclusion. Now we have a National Assembly. Let me just try to build my thoughts. We have a National Assembly who have seen these things as a existential threat. Since 2017, when this thing became a nuisance till now, have they amended the law or have they passed a law
No.
to tackle such things? The answer is no.
No.
On the executive, which is the federal government, have they tried to bring out how would I put it? Maybe an agency that their duties is to focus on those threatening the sovereignty of Nigeria
Of Nigeria.
internally and externally, moreover, of Nigerian citizens? The answer is no. Now, when these guys come to, bring this misinformation, that shows the level of our political class, how they see us in the Southeast.
Yeah.
Let me use, a more resonating example. In a political gathering of ABGA, Soludo did not even talk about healthcare, mother and child, mortality rates, infant. He didn't even try to mention any of the challenges bedeviling the state. All he was chanting, releasing Nna Kanu, and he saw, everybody chorus with him. That is to say, like in Nigeria, they say the Nigerian palace, see finish. Now, this is a state that is facing so many challenges. I wouldn't want to use Ebonyi as an example. Let me use Lagos as an example. Lagos State is positioning itself in a different dimension that the economy of Lagos would even try to compete globally anywhere. Now, the Lekki Seaport is one example. This is a huge investment. Now, our people will complain. The APC came into power 2015. This project was signed, the Lekki Deep Sea was signed in 2019, which anyway is not a federal government funded project.
Yeah.
This is, Lagos State government in partnership with a Chinese company, a company from Singapore, then a French company running the port. Lagos State signed a concession. I think after 40 years, they will hand it over to them. Now, that is the deepest, the deepest sea, or how would I put it, the deepest wharf in Nigeria. Now, this takes strategic thinking. People that have put these ideas in place know that they will not be there forever. Be it Tinubu legacy, be it Ambode, be it Fashola, be it Showolu, they know they will not live. Nobody is going to live forever. But they are putting these things in place for the next generation to continue. The government of Lagos that negotiated this deal and signed that 40 years concession, what is the guarantee that person that signed a dotted line on behalf of Lagos State will be there in the next 40 years? But then this is a legal agreement that would outlive. This is a legacy they are living.
Yeah.
What legacy are the politicians of the Southeast, apart from them, Umahi? Which of them are living any legacy?
Yeah.
Now, this guy that is blabbing, we have politicians of the region, Southeast, running for House of Rep, Senate, Governor, Assembly, and one in the presidency, or running for the president. Has any of them openly campaigned that vote for me? When I go there, I will begin to speak about Biafra?
Thank you.
That is to show how cowardice they are.
Yeah.
Now, I'll give an example. We've seen different, political season in different countries. There's what is called hot potatoes. Say, for example, United Kingdom immigration at a point became hot potato. They campaigned on it. Prior to 2015, when Scotland first had their first shot at referendum, the then First Minister of Scotland, Alexander Salmond, who was the leader of Scottish National Party, they campaigned heavily on independent Scotland, fighting for it. Yeah. David Cameron gave them the chance, which is, the Parliament in Westminster amended it.
Yeah.
Before the UK left the European Union, it was a campaign topic all over the place that they want to leave the EU. The Conservatives were campaigning on it. the Niger Farage party was campaigning on it. Leave them. It was a campaign that the first time in the history of the United Kingdom, politicians of different divide came together to fight a common interest. That will only have the remain and the leave. Now, that is it. The campaign, they voted in the parliament. The leave have it. Bottom line, we left the EU. Now, before they could leave the EU, within the European Union Constitution, there's what is called Article 50. That Article 50 gives any country who is part of the Union the pathway to leave the European Union, which is if there was no Article 50, United Kingdom cannot even campaign to leave the European Union in the first place.
Exactly.
Now there's a divorce bill. Their assets and liabilities which was shared, right? If United Kingdom as a country will struggle to pay Brussels the divorce bill of 50 billion. Where this lunatic they keep the money. Let me condescend now. There's a referendum in the Nigerian constitution, and we vote for it. And let me agree. Okay, now just for sake of discussion, we voted. There should be a timeline. The UK, the minute they voted to leave, the European Union gave them a timeline to leave the European Union. Then negotiation starts. All these people, including this man talking, can he sit on the round table to negotiate any deal on behalf of their so-called Eldorado? The answer is no.
No.
Now, Nigeria as a country has assets and liabilities. We are debtors to some certain institutions and countries. Now, if there is a Biafra they want to leave, where will they bring the money to pay? It's going to run into billions of dollars. You see, all these politicians, they know these things. If myself, with my little exposure and education, know these things, these politicians, are they novice? The answer is no.
They are taking us for a ride, and they don't care
political patronage. Now, look. I'll continue to use Lagos State as an example. Now, they've introduced a travel card called Dowry Plus Danfo, which is like what we have in other countries, where people can top up, trying to go cashless within Lagos. Now, this is another innovation. Lagos State now has its own bus terminal, which is introducing a city transport. And if these things are well implemented and monitored, people begin to travel more safely and securely. Not to mention about the Lagos, blue light rail, which would help. It will boost the economy. At least, I think the estimate is a day about 250 commuters will travel on it. Not to mention the Lagos State rice mill that was commissioned, that's going to provide jobs. Not to mention the Eco Atlantic City that is still, ongoing. Now, they should go to Lagos State. Adidas has a flagship store. Serena Williams has a flagship store. Lagos is positioning itself. What are our people doing? The answer is nothing.
They are talking about agitation for the secession only on the streets.
Now, that man in the whole of the Southeast. Now, to mention this, Lagos State has a health insurance scheme in place, which my in-laws have subscribed. If they are not well, they can go to the Lagos State Hospital or their partners, at a certain fraction, you have to pay a certain amount. Now, I don't even know what to say again. These our people, when would they begin to speak the truth? Okay, Bazo, of all the money received as a governor, how many landmark projects did we have? How many companies did he attract? He said it's Pizza Hut and Domino. Abia State was created over how many years ago? Have we managed to build one brand new university in Abia State? The answer is no. It is the university that Imo State gave to us. Abia State University, Uturu is in Okigwe, not even Uturu. But Imo State graciously gave it to Abia State. This is a state. From 1999 to date, have we managed to build any institutions, be it School of Health, School of Nursing, Polytech, anyone? Abia Poly is still on the road. Government house, uncle. Ebonyi State, Devumai
They are
started and
building
finished
road
schools.
year in, year out, as if development start and end the road. Anyone that come, they will say, oh, road, the road meister. What about school? What about water? What about health? Everyday road, road.
You just
I
said it
now,
completely.
what is this? Like
You
lack
know,
of ideas.
not you see, the thing is, if the Nigerian government was very decisive, all these guys, who are they to threaten Nigeria, for goodness sake? Who are they? Because probably the political class has this thinking. It doesn't get to their doorstep. They feel less about it. You know, the program Ijele did today, or he has been doing for the last couple of days, you know, I know it is risky and he knows what he's doing, but then the information coming to bear is nothing strange. If the political class and the police, most of them are not compromised, who are these guys to be working freely, terrorizing people or terror people, you know? At the end of the day, I wish people like this man can come and speak the truth. First, Nigeria is not even a union. Nigeria is a sovereign country. Now, they will tell you United Nations, they say United Nations. If United Nations was given a country, why has Catalonians not gotten away from Madrid? Why are they not an independent country in Spain? Let's go to Switzerland. The same thing is happening. Canada, the same thing. You know, like the current Canadian Prime Minister, Daniela Smith, during her campaign, she had an agreement with the region of, I think, is it the people of Alberta? They had an agreement. Today, she has implemented it, which is whichever law they feel is, you know, previously they have to go to the court to challenge Ottawa, but it's the other way around now. Ottawa has to go to court and challenge.
Mm.
Now, these are politics. At the end of the day, I ask us from the southeast, those of them still sympathizing with, you know, still sharing this Biafra settlement, which of the politicians that is running for any office that is using this as a campaign topic, that when I go there, vote me as your governor, I will fight for a Biafran nation, or vote me as your rep. None of them is doing it. You know, and more so, there's no clause in the Nigerian constitution. And for those of them who are even thinking about it, let them understand. At least I have witnessed, you know, the United Kingdom leaving the EU. You see, previously, if I come to Germany, they wouldn't stamp my passport. Now, if I come
Mm.
to Germany, they will stamp my passport like any other national, because
Yeah.
I'm no longer a member of the European Union.
Yeah.
They will stamp me in and out. But previously, nobody does that. You know, now there will be a timeline. First, you stop using Nigerian passport. Which passport will you use? You know, most of our people need to go and study the reason why Scotland voted to remain in the United Kingdom. The business community knew the risk they stand, because Westminster told them the minute you go, you will stop using the pounds within 6 months. That means they have to go and find their own currency. And it will take time for Bank of International Settlement to even recognize them. And meanwhile, most of them forgot that United Nations is not even interested in having new countries anymore. They should take their phones and type, when was the last time they had a new country that United Nations registered? That was over 30 years ago. They are no
Mm.
longer interested. There are institutions. Say, for example, during the COVID, you know, they recognize few countries. They
Just a
wouldn't
minute. I'm
recognize you.
hearing that there's a break. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, I can.
Okay, okay, yeah. Yeah,
You
because
know,
I got a feedback that they are inserting the siren sign again, so I needed to reboot
I mean,
it.
those guys are all. You see, the issue is this: Ohanzee Ndi-igbo, you know, prominent Igbos, academics, everyone is keeping silent to the detriment of the next generation. Let them remember, 1999, Owazurike resonated this thing. We lost a generation. Today, nobody is even calling Owazurike for a conversation. That in 1999 you started this. You said
Mm.
Ban Ki-moon will give you a country. Owazurike,
Mm.
where is the country?
Where is the
Can
con?
we see, you know, the achievement so far? Probably the country is a massive company, has in Okigwe. Now Nnamdi Kanu continue, and other people are still on social media discussing this Biafra as if it's Biafra anywhere. First and foremost, you cannot change my identity. I said it again. My grandfather was born an Igbo man. My father was born an Igbo man. Nobody was born a Biafran. It only came into existence 1967 to 70, and it ended.
Let me cut you short a little bit. There's a bingo here. He's writing, Madam, I don't understand your point of views regarding Nna Kanu. Looking at the situation of our country, Nigeria, years back and present, does it make sense? I don't understand why Nna Kanu should be held responsible because he said the mind of the people. Well, he didn't say my mind. He's Obu Madu, Otano Madu. I didn't say my mind, okay? And should be held responsible. He said the mind of the people, not even to say that he's the mind of his own people per se, rather it's the mind of the entire Nigerians. If his constitution is not amended or is not, what is the offense for one said the people's mind? This is reason. There, he did not say anybody's mind. My brother, what do you have to say to this brother?
Well, these are part of the, how will I
The
say,
episode
dishonest.
of the bingo.
These are part of the dishonest people will have.
Mm.
First, Nnamdi Kanu is not a representative. He's not an elected official. He's not speaking the mind of the people in any capacity. Ohanzee Ndi-igbo is not even speaking the mind of any person in any capacity.
It's a
When it
social
comes to
cultural.
Nigeria, as a country, those that can speak on your behalf are your elected legislatures. At the federal level, you have them at the Senate and the House of Reps. At the state level, you have them at the state of assemblies. At the local governmentship level, you have them at your councillorship level, right? These
Mm.
are people that are recognized
Mm.
to speak on your behalf, to speak for you. Then if there are things you feel you need or you are aggrieved, you channel it to them. And secondly, there are pressure groups. There are other organizational bodies that lobby the Senate or the National Assembly. So where do IPOB stand in all of this? They don't stand anywhere. They are not even a political pressure group in Nigeria. You see, sometimes when you tell them they think they have a movement, but they used it for their personal criminal enterprise. Say, for example, now, okay, we saw during the last Anambra election 2021 how most of these politicians are sitting down negotiating with the local grassroots. If they had metamorphosed this into a political movement, one, they would have raised that bar that today the governors will begin to work. Person like
Mm.
Okezi Bazu, the least he will begin to pay. Okay,
Mm.
2021, the 13% derivatives, part of the money that wasn't paid to Abia State, Okezi got almost 5 billion. Last year, between October and December, he got about 10 billion. Where is that money? It has gone into thin air.
Mm.
Not even. This person that is writing, now he has seen, if he knows Abia State, let him go and tell me one hospital apart from FNC, Omaha, that is functioning. The women that were protesting, the elderly person that were protesting, whom were they protesting, crying for their money? Is it Buhari? Now, that man writing now, he should begin to ask the Paris Club reform. I don't even want to go really now things. He should begin to ask, okay, is it PLG and his son today that are claiming to be billionaires? He should go and ask the EFCC case they have, which I don't know if they bribed their way out. How much is it worth?
Mm.
You know, we don't
Yeah.
even have road. Like you said, we don't even have water.
Mm.
There's nothing. You know, we cannot even boast. Okay, say the whole of the Southeast, we don't even have one hospital that can say, okay, it consists of 10 departments. Say, for example, apart from maternity ward, you know, that people look at Kanu. Now, look at Kanu. They've built a cancer research center. Apart from Ebonyi State, which other state in the Southeast makes sense? Look at Abia State. How many years is it going to take Okeze Bazu to finish the L block market is building? You know, people Nnamdi Kanu is
So
speaking for him. He's speaking for
it,
Nnamdi Kanu is not speaking for me.
no, he's not speaking for all this thing. What Kanu is doing is a deception. The southeastern governors are the people you're supposed to face. At least ask them. You know what are they doing with even their own allocation? Because other states are delivering to their people. That is why you migrate to other states. You are in Nigeria, you can't live in Ndi-igbo because there's nothing for you there. You have to go
You
to
see,
anywhere else.
let me quickly say this now. See that make it deep sea. Ndiigbo will benefit most from it. Why am I saying this? Majority of our people are vendors in Lagos. They serve. You see, there's. You see these people saying this thing. Our people will benefit from it. They will begin to go there now to supply to various. That man talking now, if he's to get a contract to be supplying vessels, grocery alone, he's made. I know somebody from Mumbai who went to Lagos to learn clear and forwarding. The house he owns properties in Lagos. I wouldn't mention his name. I hope when my brother comes across, of course, they forgive me. This guy now, the house he built in Omaya has swimming pool. He's a billionaire. He made his money in Lagos, not in Omaya. When will our people wake up and stop this stupidity?
And there's a lot of people talking about seaport. Why is it not in Lagos? Why is it not your topic? Why have you gone to protest that there's no seaport in Nigeria, in the southeast? You need seaport in the southeast or something like that.
The
Instead, you
one
are
hope
talking about
Uzodinma,
in the country.
the one
When you
hope Uzodinma is trying to get for them to dredge into the deep sea. They are accusing him of bringing Fulani. You
yeah,
see, the funny thing is that they are trying to cry that they don't have these things in our region. The same people that don't want to welcome other people in our region. Say, for example, even if you build those things, right, it has to have a capacity that can even bring in some certain ships. Now, were there not the people crying, oh, Hope Uzodinma is bringing out Fulani, why should they develop a naval base? These people are confused, and their confusion is benefiting the political class. That is why a state like Abia State, since 1999, cannot boast of anything. Probably, is it not the same money that Ebonyi State is getting that the former governors got and they did nothing? Why don't we begin to use Ebonyi as a yardstick to measure with other states that, listen, whoever is coming come 2023, the least you can do is to give us what David Omaya has given us, at least in your own little capacity.
yeah. You say you are Chimeze, you say you are non-entity in Nigeria. You are non-entity. Who made you non-entity in Nigeria? It's your own making. That is what Chimeze is saying. You are so drifted away that you are not connecting the point he's making. You are drifted away. They are telling you that the people representing you are just looting. They are the looting machine. They are not giving back anything. Like I'm trying to show you this picture. Is the picture of what Yobe State have delivered. This is a primary school in Yobe State. Can you show me anything? They say this man in 2 years he has completed 165 projects in Yobe State in the northeast of Nigeria. But you are looking at them, you say, oh, Aboki, they no get sense. You that you have sense. Every day your governors are building road. And one road, oh, many other roads will be damaged. They will stay on one particular road that connect them very well to the center or the road to airport. They will be rebuilding that road. Everyday roadmaster, everything. That's only what you can use to compare. Look at school, factories they are building for their people. Look at roads now. Can you try it? Have you seen this kind of road before in the southeast? Who will build it? This is Yobe State, different projects that the man has completed for his people. Housing. They will build bungalows and give to their people. That is government. I just want to show you this. Some are still ongoing, some are completed in Yobe State. And when these pictures came out, I was looking at it. They said Yobe governor, that was in 2021. He's going to be completing his tenure now. As at that time, my Malabuni delivers 169 capital projects to Yobe people in 2 years. As of 2021. So he's completing his first tenure now in Yobe State. And the construction of biggest maternity and newborn complex in Damaturu. Which one do you have? Your governor in Abia State say is giving them 500 naira. They don't have 500 naira. Every day you are building road as if road is the only thing. Eh? As if rain is not. What does that mean? What does that have to do? You are even making excuse for your failures, and then you will still have the energy to hate on anybody at the center. That is your problem. You see, they are lying to you. And I will encourage you, if you have not listened to Jele's program this evening, go and listen to that program, because it's very eye-opening. It will tell you how they are running a mafia with state resources, and why they are embezzling the state resources, and their children and their grandchildren are enjoying what everybody's supposed to enjoy. They face you to go and be doing secession and be buying young people, wasting human resources of the southeast because they don't have any use for you. That is how heartless our elders and our elite are.
You see, blessed on time, most of these people who are so gullible will use to, keep themselves abreast with information and understand the interplay of government and the happenings within them. They use it to chase, how would I put it? They used to chase frivolities and have their heads in the cloud. Now, the current Kaduna state government is signing contracts with French companies, establishing here and there. Tomorrow, if it comes to their knowledge, they begin to cry it's federal government. Probably when they will realize that today, if previous state government begin to reap the dividends of their agreement with Real Madrid Football Club, begin to export football talent, they'll begin to cry, but they forgot that Wike went to Spain to sign that agreement for Real Madrid to have an academy. But we are good in tailoring. What stops the government to reach out to, all these high street shops? Say it could be Zara, it could be Adidas, it could be Topman. It could, at least to come and have, like if you go to Bangladesh, they have like their production centers where they, sew most of these their clothes for them. At the end of the day, they will even end up training our own people, exposing them to, more technologies. And they can even, after 3 years, they can even resign and begin to float their
You
own
are even
lines.
you are even talking. The misleader Onyendufu, is he not wearing Fendi? Fendi is a product of Italy, where he have about traders, tailors that he could even make a brand and make this his
Now,
minions
God bless you.
showing him to even make it a brand that they can know, but they don't care. Like, it's just anybody just come and chop. And the people you are telling them they are heady. My own is, if they tell you you don't accept, go and face the military in war.
That
That's
is it.
all. Recycle
You
yourself,
know,
and you are of no use to anybody then, because we are trying to tell you they are lying to you, they are deceiving you, and we need to revolt against these minor elite people that have taken the southeast hostage, and shove the Biafra lie back to them. It doesn't
now
exist.
they need to look at Bata. Where did Bata have their current factory now in Nigeria? It's in the north. When they should have their presence in Aba. Okay, Zikbazo 2019 stole Abian's money that he's taking in that Abia to go and learn how to do shoe in China. Today, Emepeleni the shoe factory. Where is that shoe factory? Where is the agreement? They came to United Kingdom, went to a remote place in Plymouth or Portsmouth, took a dodgy video and said to India they've gone to do what they call it. I forgot what they tagged it then. Those money is gone. Like they went for trade exhibition. That money is gone. Where is it? I don't want to be mentioning things. They need to go in Omai and look at one private primary school. Ask who owns that primary school.
Anyway, in conclusion, let me just show you guys another complete some of from this. Go to Facebook and check what northern governors are doing for their people. Then you will know that they have taken you for a ride.
Sorry, let me just cut in. And they have Twitter accounts. Abia State governor do not have a Twitter. Abia State as a state do not even have official website. They don't have an email address.
Okay, I want you people to see top 5 projects of Governor Mala Buni of Yobe State. Nigeria biggest maternity, so it's finished now. 4 ultra modern markets with 3,200 shops. If you still go there, you will see our people benefiting from there, because there is nothing in the southeast. Our governors, if they even remember, they will go and build one small road without drainage. 14 model and mega primary schools with over 336 classrooms. This is development that touches the people, directly. Eh? 3,600 housing units. So, for example, if 3,600 families that are poor, that don't have their own house, are able to have access to housing, it's a very big development for the people. Eh? And then the first cargo international airport. Are you seeing them? Buhari went there to commission it. This one now. Are you seeing the housing units? You know, and this housing is like apartments. Some people will get this one, some people will get this one. What are our governors doing? You see the housing units, they have built it. This is school, computers. You know, you think that you can shout it away, you can do Biafra, 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 and explain all the failures. No, it doesn't work like that. I'm just showing you. I'm showing you these pictures from Facebook direct. I didn't go and manufacture it. This is a primary school. Eh? So nobody, it's either you have people who have the place at heart, who want to see the region blossom and prosper, or you have these people we have that want to destroy the people and destroy the place. And what are they doing? They want to go to Australia. The places other people built, they want to go there. They will buy house there, buy land there, buy shit. They don't know that in the same way they are building those places, they want to go and buy all those things. And in the same way, it's people in their position that built that place and put it in that condition. The same way they can build the Southeast, they can make it a medical hub. We have so many people training in medical profession, nurses, doctors. They don't even have a place to do internship. I'm telling you, you can train in medical school in the Southeast. You will look for where to do internship. It will be like a job. They have to leave the Southeast to go and do internship, to do the 1 year training. I'm telling you, to be a nurse in the Southeast, you will train. There is no job for you in the Southeast.
Is it blessed? You just nailed the coffin now. Say, for example, Chimaroke Namani, he built a law school. People need to ask, why do they think Wike built a law school in River State? It's to enable and to, help his own region. At the end of the day, so that this idea of law school is congested, it's only in Lagos and Abuja. No, this is a River State government built a law school, finished it, handed it over to the federal government. Same thing Omahi did. This is what people that are strategic thinkers. People are not questioning.
This brother, you are still at. He said that Atiku is going to be president. Does it matter the ethnicity of the president? Does it matter? This is the lie they have sold you and told you. Oh, look, there's nothing for us. Who told you there's anything for you if anybody from your ethnicity is the president?
You see,
how does it affect you on a day?
Let me quickly educate that brother. It doesn't matter who is the president. People that has key positions. Let's go back to the PDP. Does he want us to go down that route? The Jonathan administration, let me just focus on that because of time. So let me not drag your video, please. He should go and ask himself all the key positions, who occupied it. Who was the FSG under Jonathan? Who was the accountant general of the federation? Who was the finance minister and budget planning? Go to the Senate. What was Ike Kuremadi's position? Use and go buy a house. Go to the House of Rep. They should go and ask themselves their favorite in making Hedionha. When he was in the House of Rep, which committee was he overseeing? That same constitution. Did they amend the page? But over 6 billion was signed. Not a single page was amended. Let's say my bad, make another drag a video.
Thank you, my brother.
Make another drag a video. All these people, you see, one thing in the faith to understand. Let them endanger this generation. All these people that they buy their papa, the day their children go grow with anger, their hand touch iron. Now still on our children they go come for. That is it. What you are trying to save is a vicious cycle that will go on. But they are not thinking. They are not thinking. Create all this hostility. Make them, in fact, make them blow up the whole place. Now their own toro. Now Nigerian government give them that space. Otherwise, give them confirmation and communion. Nothing will happen. Who are they? Who them be? They don't chop. Also, they don't blah 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 blah. I think they say boom boom boom. If they see what they find out, Can they stand it? The answer is no. And the people that will tell them the simple truth, let them come and tell Soludo if there is Biafra anywhere. Why Soludo don't tell them there is a Biafra? He's going to get them the Biafra.
Okay, I want to
Thank
show
you.
you Gombe State before we close. This is I just say let's go to the northeast. The northeast, because you say the north, the north, the north, the north. I want to show you the northeast before we go. No matter who is the president, if you don't have thinkers and people who have eyes for project, who are willing, who have interest in the land, to build up the land and make it livable, the way we go and sojourn in other people states, that people are willing trooping to our state because it's now in a better place. We are not going anywhere. I will close with this one. I will just show you that they are lying to you. They are not interested in the land. They are just using it. This is in Gombe State in the northeast. Tell me anywhere in the north, in the south, in I don't know your state. Look at the road, the state, the everything. You have, like, you are talking about road. You are talking about infrastructure. We are talking about health. Those people, they don't pay anything in health. Even our people are so corrupted right now because of the lack of values, that even if the government come and provide that thing, the nurses and the doctors, they will seize it because everybody want to extort, or you can extort. So there's a culture of extortion. So we need to go back to the basics first. Teach our people empathy, love, truthfulness. We need to start from that place first. We need to love our people. Like, stop exploiting your own people. Stop hating on your own people. Stop disregarding life because of materialism. You have to start from the basic things. And for example, as I was saying, when you have love and compassion, even if your daughter gets pregnant when she's young, you don't throw her out to the wolves on the street, knowing that there are baby factory people easy to capture her and take that child away from her and the trauma. You keep her and let her have the child, and then she can move on with her life. These are the places you can start. All this hating on all the others, say who is the president, it's not going to help you. It's not going to help you. It's not going to change your life. It's not going to affect you in any way. Stop letting them put ethnic bondage in your head. Like, we, for example, we live in all these countries. We live all over the world. We don't belong to the people who are ruling. We have, we are able to make anything out of what the government gives room for. We don't belong to the government. That's the position. This ethnicity, Yoruba person is president, Hausa person is president. They will use that to be turning your head away from the benefits that you're supposed to get from your government. The Southeast government is supposed to pay welfare, so that people will not be in this desperate mode. They are supposed to build factories. They are supposed to build skill acquisition centers. They are supposed to build water systems. They're supposed to build canal and sewage systems to remove to create drainage, so that all this erosion, all this thing that is this environmental problem will reduce. They have so much to do, but every day they turn your eye and say, be saying Biafra, be agitating for Biafra, because you are the only one that is living in the whole of Nigeria. You are the only one that want to separate from Nigeria. You are not even thinking. Like our brother Chimeze is breaking it down to you. If they are serious about it, they will go to the Senate, and that will be their talking point. After all, we have elected them to the Senate. If they really feel they want out of Nigeria, it is not in my place to say it. It's not in your place. You are just an ordinary citizen. But we have state actors, and that is their call to say it. And if they don't say it in the Senate, and they are not promising that when I go to the Senate, this is my topic, and you are not seeing them assenting a bill, assenting an act to say, we want this in regarding to Biafra, then they have deceived you. Since 1999, these people have played the politics of secession to break away from Nigeria, to destroy the integrity of Nigeria, and they set themselves and you up. And who is paying the price? The young people they stole their education from, that they refuse to fund public education. Education now, all you can pay. Who can pay? And in the same place, there is no job. How do you get money to pay for that education in private school? None. They stole everything. They stole the health. healthcare that's supposed to run. Normally, before in the villages, they have health centers. They stole it. Normally, they have doctors on call in villages. They were paying them salaries. And if there's an emergency, you call the doctor. Everybody know the doctor. You call him in the health center, emergency maternity, they will come. But today, nothing. They stole everything. It is in their pocket. And they direct you to be talking about Biafra and calling, using Kanu to destroy the youths, criminalize the youth, turn them to bush animals. And now they come out openly to say he deserves, because he has done their job for them. That's why they say he deserves. You see, because he ran their errand for them, and that's why they will openly come out to say he deserves. No, he didn't speak for me. He didn't speak for an average Igbo person. He didn't even speak for those boys in the bush. He didn't. He is an agent of destruction, and he used those boys. And those boys are in the bush. The fruitful years of their life, their 20s, their teenage years is gone, spent, wasted. And the children of this our elite, they are in America, in London, going to school, acquiring skill to come and take over from their parents to dominate us. Enough is enough. This will be the end of this Biafra, this era. No more Biafra. No more. Kanu must be made to answer for his crime. Those things he was ranting, those people he ordered for their buying, he will answer for it. And how he wants to burn down Nigeria and destroy the whole country, he will explain it in the court. And by the way, if he still wants Biafra, he will tell them there. He will tell them there in the court and tell them how he wants it and where he wants it from. Like, he must answer for the evil he has done. And those people that have used him, that have sent him, it is now left for him to call out the people that have sponsored him to commit this crime against Ndi-igbo and Ali-Igbo. And I will leave it here, my people. Thank you so much for being a part of this program. I appreciate every one of you. If you are still a bingo at this time, I cannot help you. I cannot help you. If you cannot reason, you cannot listen to reason, I cannot help you. There's nothing I can do. It's only God that will touch your heart to listen to reason. And if your evil is too much and God decide not to touch your heart, I'm sorry, then you have to be recycled and you go and meet your fate. I cannot help you. Na so it is. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate you all.